Today I'm going to be ranking all the Alien films, including Romulus and Isolation. I've never played Isolation, but I'll just rank it on like gameplay I've seen and stuff like that. The way this tier list will work is S will be the best of the best, 5 out of 5, or 4.5 out of 5. So anything in the 90% range, kinda. A is like good, but doesn't quite squeak the perfection of an alien film that I'm looking for. B is okay. C is like fun bad, I guess. And F is just pure dog shit. It's boring, it's not good, it's not fun, and that's about it. So I'm gonna do this chronologically, starting from the Alien vs Predator films. So firstly we'll review Alien vs Predator 1. So Alien vs Predator 1 is so bad, but so fucking good at the same time. Like, the human element is like so cringe, but sometimes it's really funny. You'll have scenes, also like Spud from Trainspotting's in this, and like the character from Sons of Anarchy's in this and stuff like that. There's so many like misc actors in this, which makes it even more better. And there's so many like cheesy funny moments and like stupid one-liners in this that just makes it perfect. And when it comes when it actually comes down to the alien and predator fighting, it's actually really enjoyable and fun. So if I was to rank this, I'd probably give it a C. Honestly, it's not that bad. It is bad, but it's not, it's enjoyable at least. It's not boring, it's not fun. So next we'll move to Alien vs Predator Requiem. God, this film fucking sucks. I don't know how this was made. I watched this with a friend of mine and we were discussing why some of the elements of this film was presented in this way. So half the film I couldn't see what the fuck was going on. Couldn't even, brightness on the TV wouldn't even help. And we were trying to figure out why they did this. Originally we thought, because Alien vs Predator 1 is a 12, we originally thought that they tried to make it really dark so they could make it a 12. But the problem is, the film like originally is just pure, like just violent. So it seems like last minute they went to the filmmaker or editor and was like, can we try and make this a 12, like last minute after they've shot everything's done and edited, and then they were like, can we make this a 12? And it shoots themselves in the foot. Also, like, the Alien versus Predator stuff isn't great in this. I mean, the fight, you don't really see who wins because there's a nuke that goes off as they're fighting, so no one actually wins, which is kind of lackluster and kind of annoying. And God, the human elements in this are fucking awful. It's like a teen drama monster film. It is so bad. I could not give a fuck about the human element in this film. So I'm going to rank this an F because it is shite. Next, we've got Prometheus. And honestly, I was shocked going into this. I thought it was going to be really, really bad from like people who have told me that it's bad from watching it. I went into this hoping for alien stuff, but went out with it refreshed on the franchise. Really, it was kind of cool. So there's a lot of stuff there, like lore wise and stuff, that I thought was really good. And Michael Fassbender as David is probably like one of the best characters in the Alien franchise. I think the main issue that I have with Prometheus is that all the things I introduced doesn't get explained a lot, and I would like them to go more in depth with what they showed off here, because it is really interesting. The only other issue with this film is like there's a few character decisions that are kind of crap, but other than that it's really enjoyable. And the introduction of like the engineers and the ship, everything's designed really well. Basically, there is a whole lackluster of aliens in this. No xenomorphs really, no face huggers really, but what does get presented here is still enjoyable, and it's new and it's refreshing, but it doesn't go into depth in that a lot, which is my main issue with the film. So I will give this a B. Next, we have Alien Covenant, and how to shoot yourself in the foot more than with Prometheus extending the lore and then Covenant just kind of being there. I mean, David does come back in this and is still really cool in this, and we also get like a double Michael Fassbender casting, so he plays David and Walter in this, and they're sick. Like, these characters are, when they're both on screen together, it's insane, because the way it's shot and the way it's presented, the way they do the VFX and stuff is so cool and so unique. They do introduce more aliens into this, new aliens, which are cool looking. They're pale aliens, I don't know what you would call them, pale xenomorphs I'd call them. But yeah, there's a few stuff lore wise. David's story is still the best here, but all the rest is kind of crap, and every human in this film is probably dumb. They're meant to be like really cool scientists and smart scientists, but tell me why they chart off course almost instantly to an unknown planet that they think is okay and land there with no helmets or no good like hazmat suits, I guess. It's almost ridiculous, because in like the first 5 minutes of them landing there, one of them does get infected and then they are like, they die. So, and then that carries on. I will admit the body horror in that section where the character first gets infected and the chest burst there. It's not actually a chest burst, it's more like a back burst. It like shoots out the back. That scene is cool. There's not a huge element of practical effects here with the aliens. It's a lot more CGI, but there was practical effects beforehand, which I kind of like the CGI here. It's not too distracting, but I do miss the practical elements of like the older films and stuff. It's just like a downgrade from Prometheus. It's almost, it felt rushed. There wasn't really any cohesive stuff other than David's story here, and the xenomorph is cooler in this. It's more violent, it's fast, you see it run, and I like seeing xenomorphs in more open areas rather than closed off like hallways and stuff, which was cool. So I'm gonna give this a C. Next we have Alien. Now this was just a classic. You don't get any better than this really, however you do. So Alien is just like the beginning of this franchise. You couldn't ask for a better film really. I watched all these films again recently, so I'm pretty fresh on these films. Alien is really good, however it doesn't hold up the greatest in some parts, but other parts it really does. The acting is the best part probably. Ian Holm as the android, John Hurt's chestburster scene is probably the best chestburster scene in the franchise. Like, you ain't gonna get any better than that. And Sigourney Weaver kills it. However, best character is Jonesy, hands down. But the xenomorph is cool. It's very, obviously you can tell it's a human in a suit in this one, but it's still not as obvious. So in like, say for example, Alien 3 and Aliens, it's pretty more obvious that it's a human in a suit, as if here it's not, because they kind of hide it pretty well. This is like the introduction to like everything, the acid blood, the face huggers, like it's all really cool elements, and I like how this was like the beginning of the franchise in a horror way rather than like the Aliens way. If the franchise started with a more action heavy, maybe it would have been cool, but I don't think it would be as cool if it was in an action setting. So I would probably give this an A, only because it hasn't held up that well compared to the other ones. Now, we're on Aliens now, and Aliens could be the perfect Alien film. I know I was talking about how action heavy like it can be, which is distracting. Aliens luckily does action and horror really well. James Cameron definitely killed it with this film. I think every element of this film is really enjoyable. There's a few parts where like the cliche soldiers and stuff, but it's like, it's an 80s film, you're gonna get that anyway. But yeah, the xenomorphs here are sick. The introduction to the Queen Xenomorph is insane. The claw robot thing is sick. Like, every element here is cool, including I did do it wrong chronologically, so I'm gonna do Alien Romulus next, by the way. Yeah, every element here is cool. The storyline's cool with the kid and Sigourney Weaver's Ripley character. There's no, and the android is really cool. Bishop is probably one of my favorite androids in the franchise. It's a shame what they do with his character eventually in Alien vs Predator. Literally dies in the first. It dies in the first Alien vs Predator film. In Alien 3, his character gets torn apart. So yeah, I think Aliens could be the best Alien film, which is perfect. I think I've never seen it before since recently, so I went into this and I was like, this is fucking incredible. And so next we got Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus is probably the second best Alien film. This might be a hot take, but I think it's better than the original Alien. I don't know if Fade Alvarez just like absolutely nailed it. The horror tone was just perfect. The violence was just perfect. The setting was awesome. Like, and the practical effects are back. The face huggers are terrifying. Like, every element here was sick. I think my only issue with this film was the Ian Holm cameo. And I know they did it in a respectful way and they asked the family beforehand. I just think it's kind of unnecessary. You could have put another android there and it would have connected the franchise. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Ian Holm cameo, but I'm glad they did ask the family and it was done in a respectful way, I guess. I think, yeah, Alien Romulus could be my favourite one that isn't action heavy, so it's my favourite horror alien film. It just does everything perfectly. The android in this film is really cool. It's just I couldn't tell you, but it's an S because it's just that fucking good. Next we have Alien 3. Instant F. This film is fucking dreadful. Everything that Aliens did, Aliens 3 decided to go, nah, let's just kill every character off from Aliens and just pull it in this bland setting of a prison with no weapons. It is fucking dreadful. The CGI is awful. I was like bored out of my mind watching this. I was so upset because I really enjoyed Aliens, and then watching this, and in the first 10 minutes they killed every character off from Aliens bar Ripley. I was just really upset. It felt like they did it, but they didn't really offer anything else in Alien 3. So yeah, let's kill off every character in Aliens, but then not have anything to show for it. That's kind of how it felt. Every character was just kind of boring. It just wasn't good. It was really upsetting, and it was like a really Scooby-Doo ass way to kill the alien. It was kind of dumb. Ripley kills herself in this, and it's just, it was bad. I really hated this one. I didn't get it. I don't get why they did what they did, and it's crazy that this is David Fincher's feature-length debut. That is insane. Because how does he go from this to like 7, like a couple of years later? It's crazy. But yeah, Aliens 3 is just straight F. It's so bad. Next we got Alien Resurrection. Now, I watched this probably about an hour ago. It's so bad, but honestly it has a little bit of that campiness that I fuck with heavy. It's kind of just like a camp monster film. It doesn't really feel like it's in the Alien franchise because it's so like cringe and like corny, but it's so good. There's a few scenes, Ripley's basketball scene, it's so cringe, but it's so good. It also has like Ron Perlman and Winona Ryder in this, and it's crazy because they don't give like really good performances here, but it's just kind of weird that they're there in the first place. It is bad, but I did enjoy it because it did have the campiness to it, and it was cringe, and it was so bad it was good almost, which is a shame because it should be worse than Alien 3, but at least it had some substance there. Alien 3 was just kind of boring, as if Alien Resurrection is kind of cringe, but it's good. There's a scene where Ripley's like sitting down eating dinner, and the doctor goes, "This is a fork," and she just goes, "Fuck," and it's so funny. Oh my god, it's so bad, but it's so good at the same time. I'm gonna give this a C because it's just a campiness horror film. And Alien Isolation, from the stuff that I've seen, it does look awesome. The AI for the xenomorph is incredible. How it almost tracks what you do throughout the game and eliminates what you usually do. So like if I was crawling through a vent all the time, the xenomorph would figure that out and end up killing you. I think that's genius. So I'm gonna give Alien Isolation an A, just for like me seeing gameplay alone. Yeah, that's about it. The tier list, I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, Aliens being top for me. Aliens is like the 5 out of 5 film. I think the fact that I've never seen it before and I saw it recently, it blew me away. The like last 5 minutes of Alien, the last 5 minutes is like insane, but it's so good. Yeah, there's a lot of elements throughout the Aliens franchise that I do enjoy, but yeah, there's a lot of bad ones as well. I'm glad we're in the direction of Aliens films making a comeback. Alien Romulus was really enjoyable. I'm hoping Fade Alvarez does stick on for the franchise for a little bit longer. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's about it. Bye.